Tom Curran covers the Patriots for NBC Sports Boston. He joins us now. Tom Curran, what was your Halloween costume?
I was a clown. I'll send you a picture, Mike.
Wait, you were a clown or you are a clown? You see what I did there? You like that?
You still got it. You still got it.
All right, Ralph Mouth. What do you got for me about the New England Patriots? 8 games in, heading into a tough fight against the Ravens on Sunday night. Where do you have this team in comparison to other Patriots teams you've seen?
Certainly, when you add it up to 100 and have both sides of the ball separated out, the offense is nowhere near, in terms of potency, what it's been in the past. And that's going to be the major concern because, if you, like I said, add it up to 100, you have a defense that's operating, at 85 to 90% of the team's potency, and the offense average. And that's why you've seen a disconsolate Tom Brady throughout the 2019 season. Now, I think there's a hop in his step because he's very happy about Mohamed Sanu. But this team right now is a little bit flawed. They have plowed through the first 8 games of their schedule. They have covered most games. They've been in games where you barely have to watch the second half. But as you said, this 5-game stretch of KC, Baltimore, Houston, Dallas, and Philadelphia is really going to be a great period of time for them to learn more about themselves and to learn how legitimate this defense is historically.
Offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchia had some fairly candid comments earlier this week about the issues with the offensive line. He took responsibility for it. Now, this is a guy who's one of the great offensive line coaches of all time. Is this an overstatement by him, or do you see flaws with the offensive line for the Patriots?
The whole thing's a mess. Their ability to get to the second level and run the kinds of plays with, guys pulling, getting out to the edge, making the blocks that they did in the past is gone. And it hurts not having Gronkowski. It hurts not having Dwayne Allen. It hurts not having David Andrews, Shaq Mason, and Marcus Cannon have played a little bit lower than they had in the past. And their left tackle is Marshall Newhouse right now, in for Isaiah Wynn, in for Trent Brown. So, yeah, it's disarray. A lot of it falls on Sony Michel's feet, or at his feet, because he's the running back. But there's myriad other reasons that they can't run. And really the protection of Brady hasn't been great either.
You mentioned Rob Gronkowski, and he recently spoke to the Toronto Sun about the possibility of coming back. He seems to think the door's open for whenever he would want to return. This year, next year, 4 years from now. I'm not sure that it stays open indefinitely, but for this year, he made it clear that Robert Kraft, the owner of the team, wants him to come back. He's got 32 days to easily waltz back into the locker room and emerge from the reserve retired list. Do you think there's a chance? Could you put a percentage in your mind on the possibility that Gronk will return this year?
I'd say less than 5%. And I've been saying that since August or July. He retired for a reason, and the reason was physical and mental abuse is overstating it, physical and mental duress that he expressed concern about throughout 2018. All the way through, right up into the Super Bowl. And the fact that really, honestly, and I know that Gronk continues to chum the water on his own, which is good for the brand and good for Gronk Inc. But to me, I think the inability of people within the organization to take at face value what he has said, especially the reasons that he is retired in the first place because of the duress that he felt he was under, it's wrong. It's, Robert Kraft to sit up on an NFL Network stage on a Thursday night a few weeks ago and talk about Rob Gronkowski returning when he knows the duress that Gronkowski's gone under since last year and the reasons that he retired, I think is unfair. Meanwhile, I say that, and Gronk is playing grab ass 10 minutes later talking about a possible return. So it's good for his brand to do that, but I still think it's acting as if Gronk doesn't have the agency to make a decision on his own and stick to it.
Josh Gordon was released from injured reserve yesterday. He'll pass through waivers. It was a surprise when he was put on IR. It was a surprise when the Patriots decided to move on from him. What went wrong with Josh Gordon and the Patriots?
His ability to get to things. Look, and this is a murmur and rumblings and everything else, and I want the kid to do great. I think we all do as an individual because he's working hard at it. But I think the team had some trepidation once he wasn't as prompt and punctual as he had been in the past. As his period of time when he was injured went on, there were occasions where he was late to meetings, I understand. There were occasions they had a hard time locating him. So that independability, coupled with the fact that he wasn't extremely productive, really when he was in there, they had N'Keal Harry coming back. They had just acquired Mohamed Sanu. And I think there was trepidation about, okay, well, if we're looking at this again, do we want to rely on him? I think he had a very short rope that he was dealing with. So, again, that is basically the scuttlebutt here. No one's gone on the record necessarily and said Josh missed meeting X, Y, and Z, or was late to X, Y, and Z, and that's why it happened. But all of us with our kind of underground sources, and this is from the radio folks who are well plugged into the team to other folks on the beat, have all kind of gotten the indication, yeah, he was showing signs of undependability.
Hey, last one for you, and then I got to run. Rank these in order of likelihood. Tom Brady back with the Patriots in 2020, Tom Brady retired from football in 2020, or Tom Brady playing for another team in 2020?
I'd go 1, 2, 3, him back, him retired, him someplace else. Actually go 1, him back, 2, him someplace else, 3, him retired. He didn't ask for that ability to be franchised, to not be franchised, just to have it. My best guess, Mike, is the most likely scenario is they don't get something done. He goes out like Dante Hightower, Devin McCourty, Matt Slater, Randy Moss back in the day did, and finds out what is out there, and then returns to the Patriots and they say, okay, what can we do? Because I don't think the Patriots are going to give him a significant raise over the $23 million that he's making this year just out of the goodness of their hearts because he's about to be a free agent. They're going to say, go find out what's out there, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, and if the objective is to continue to win Super Bowls, look, he could make a lot more money elsewhere, but I think there's only one place where the table continues to be set year after year for him to pursue championships, and that's right where he is. All right, Tom, thanks as always for some of your time. Enjoy the game Sunday night. We'll talk to you down the road.
All right, buddy. Good hearing from you.
There he is, Tom Curran, NBC Sports, Boston.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.